Go stand next to that cone and pretend you're going to throw a ball at the iPad. Just turn sideways. You got to the top of your drop, all right? And that's how you're going to stand, right? Okay, so let's fix you a little bit. The first thing to do is we got to look at our stance, okay? Now, you've got your shoulders straight, correct? There's an issue with that. Here's the issue. No, keep it straight. When we keep our shoulders straight like that, you can't see to the left. Here's the other issue. Most people say that we're taught to, on defense, to look at the quarterback's eyes. Well, number one, you got a helmet on. Number two, there's all kinds of people rushing and blocking in front of you, so it's hard to see the eyes. But we can see your front shoulder. So if your front shoulder is facing straight ahead, you can throw straight ahead or you can throw over to your right. But to go to your left, what will your front shoulder do? It's got to turn. So if I'm playing linebacker and I see your front shoulder turn, I'm going to turn and take off because I know you got to throw that way. Right?
Yes, sir.
So that's how people jump underneath hitches and outs and slants to the left, is they read your front shoulder. Okay? The other thing, so you've got to have your front shoulder slightly open. But to do that, we need our front foot toe to instep. Okay? So move your toe back a little bit. There you go, right there. Now bend your knee slightly. And you see how your toe on this quarterback stride stick, say your toe is right across from the yellow? That's where we'd like it to be. Now, it's right there because remember we talked about earlier? We want your feet right underneath your armpits, correct? No wider than our shoulders. Otherwise, we stride too long, we can't transfer our weight. So bend your knees just a little bit. Front shoulders open. Now the ball is always held no closer than your sternum, no higher than your clavicle, no farther back than your armpit, and no lower than the bottom of your chest. So go ahead and hold the ball. There's nothing wrong with that, okay? We want our elbows to hang comfortably by our side. We don't want them out like this because then your pec right here is pushing it in and you're tense. So you're in a good position right there. And then we'll look straight ahead. So this is called top of the drop stance, all right? So let me see, bend your knees a little bit. Good, look straight ahead at the iPad. Great, now walk over there, shake your legs out. Top of the drop stance. See what happened? A little bit wide, okay? What did we say being wide is a problem with?
Moving my hand.
Transferring your weight, right? If you're too wide and you take too big of a stride, it can't get your weight from your back foot to your front foot, okay? Which is what we need to do. Or to get it there, you got to tip. Pull your foot off the ground, okay? Go back over there, do it again. Go. So you can feel, how do you know to set it? Because you feel your insteps under your armpit, right? Perfect. Why are we offset just a little bit? Because our shoulders are open just a little bit, we're going to offset. Now look straight ahead. Can you see me? Right? Can you see me?
Yes, sir.
So I'm over here probably 7 feet away from you on a straight line and you can still see me, right? And you can still see your dad, right?
Yes, sir.
So you can take a 6-inch step and go left, middle, or right with that stance. What's that called? What's the name of the stance?
Oh, top drop.
Thank you. Up. Okay? So from this stance, I'll demo real quick, stand right here. I'm in top of the drop stance. When I'm going to do dominant drop, I'm not going to move from the waist up. So my shoulders aren't going to rotate and I'm not going to use the ball to go backwards, okay? Because that creates instability in your upper body and then instability in the time and changes the time that you have to get your arm forward, okay? So I'm going to go knee to knee, my toes face straight ahead, my shoulder stays open and doesn't move, and then I put this under my armpit so it looks like this. Okay? I go in rhythm and I'm skating back. It's not how fast you go, it's rhythm. So my feet stay underneath my armpits the whole time. I'm staring at that iPad and I'm skating back. You got it? What's the name of the drill?
Oh, dominant drop.
Thank you. Move over away from the toes. And it's okay to say, I don't know. It's okay. Right? Bend your knees, please. Okay, go. Good. Don't move your shoulders. A little faster, please. Good. A little faster. Good. Keep your shoulder open. Good. Keep going. Stop. So non-dominant stance is we're going to face lefty.
Hold the ball like that too.
That's correct. Offset. Toe to instep. You want to check him, coach? No, no, no. Your front toe is on your instep. Put that right on his instep. There you go. Open your shoulder. Good. Bend your knee slightly. Okay. Now, why would we go lefty? Why would we have to drop back lefty? Let's say I'm in the eye or the pistol, and you just pulled the ball, and you're going to drop back to play action fake me, right? Go ahead. Don't you got to cross over lefty and then turn and throw it? So you're not always going to cross over to the right side. You might cross over to the left and have to turn to throw, correct? Or you might play action fake and roll out that way. So we got to be able to go both sides.
That's
right
what I should have done. That
Huh?
one, I did that this year.
Yeah, even if you...
But I did this. And I turned all the way around. I should have done like.
Yeah, what's the problem with turning all the way around?
Defense.
Huh?
I lost the safeties. I didn't know where they went.
Exactly.
Yeah, I know.
You can never turn your back to the defense. Okay? And even when you do play action and you have to go like this and turn, you can't see him when you're going back because you're trying to fake, correct? So you're going to lose him for a little bit there. You just can't turn all the way around. So this is non-dominant drop. We're going to do the same footwork, right? Toes are pointing straight out, shoulder's going to be open, and you're going to go knee to knee to cross over and keep your feet underneath your hips the whole time. Ready? Go. Good. Don't swing the ball, please. Don't swing the ball. Keep your shoulder open. Shoulder open. Look right at my assistant coach. Good. Stop. Swivel hips is one of the first pocket movement activities that we teach, but it's also a way when you're in the pocket to develop your core stability with your hip turns, okay? So we're going to start out in the top of the drop stance, and we're going to do dominant drop first. Now I'm going to push it back. I'm just going to go like this, and you're going to do dominant drop. Then I'm going to turn you, and when I turn you to non-dominant, you hit your back foot, you pull the ball to your chest like somebody on this side's trying to get it, and then you're going to go into non-dominant. Then I'm going to turn you the other way, and you hit your back foot, and you pull the ball like somebody, the defensive end on that side's trying to get it, and you're dominant. Then I'm going to point to the sky, and you turn and run. Okay? So what we're simulating is, here comes a guy, bang, I got to get out of the pocket. Here comes a guy this side, I got to get out of the pocket. So pulling the ball from chest to chest, left side to right side, and right to left, tells you, hey, I gotta get my footwork and swivel and get out of there. Okay? Here we go. You ready?
Turn that way.
Go. Turn. Good. Keep your shoulder open. Turn. Run. Okay, so coach, I'm turning him every 5 yards. So we've got 20 yards here, and every 5 yards I'm. Man, this is a 2-pill day for me. 2 allergy pills. All right, here we go. So this is the pocket. So some people think that the pocket is a really wide area. So you stand back right from the top, and let me show you. This is the center. This is the guard with a 2-foot split, and this is the inside foot of the tackle. We can't count his outside foot because the guy's rushing out there, correct? Stay right there. Top of the drop stance. So we want to learn to play in this pocket right here. This is 4 yards by 3 yards in this area. Okay? So let's go over a 3-step drop and see what our depth is and make sure we do it right. Now I always teach this from under the center first, because then when you do it in the gun, it's really simple. So put the ball down. Yeah. Now you want to get far enough back so your forehead's right on the back end of the ball. Okay. Bend your knees. Now hold your arms out. Good. And move up just a tad. There you go. That's better, correct? Okay. Your back foot should be offset just a little bit. Good. You're going to push off with your left foot. Okay. So your first step ought to be at 6 o'clock. Now when we pull the ball, right, we're not going to pull and turn our shoulders back. Why? Because I got to do this. Can't see. So we pull and we stay in shoulders slightly open like we did when we did dominant drop. Okay? So we pull to 6. Now we've already done dominant drops, so we know how to step, right? We're going to go knee to knee, nice stable upper body, and then when we hit our last step, we've got to get it offset, right? So toes aren't parallel because then we can't see over there. So our last step, here's what your thoughts are. Crossover knee to knee. I'm going to put it under my armpit at 5:30. Got it? So it's under my armpit, 5:30, and then I'll be in the right stance. And my assistant coach is going to take the stick and check it. All right? Here we go. That's right. Now you got to put that at 5:30. 6. Yes. And go at a rhythm pace that you can get the steps right, and then we'll go a little faster. Okay? Mm-hmm. Check him. Put the stick on his instep and the tape straight ahead. So say you're a little too wide. So how do you fix that? Put your foot under your armpit. You're a little wide on your back step. The back step sets the width of your stance. Okay?
My last step.
Your last step. When you put your right foot down, put it under your armpit. Oh, it's so much better. Check it. Your dad can see. Your dad can see because he can look at it. Yeah, we're doing 5 of them. Check him. That way he gets his feedback. So we're not quite at 5:30, right? The back foot's still at it's 6. That's really nice. I really like how you keep your front shoulder open too. One more. He's right on that, isn't he, Coach?
Yep.
Okay, what's the importance of doing this prior to ever throwing a football?
If you don't take a good drop, then you're not going to be in position to throw it.
Thank you. That's a great answer. If your footwork is messed up and you're not on balance and you will not have the right width of your stance, you can't transfer your weight and you can't throw with accuracy because you're going to be different every time. That was really good for the first time.
I've done them.
Okay. So just count, and once again, make sure that you're in rhythm and that your back foot gets under your armpit at 5:30. Here we go. Okay, your dad's going to check your feet. Now, what do you look down at your toes and what do you see?
Too wide.
Yeah. So even if your shoulder's open, but your toes are parallel, okay, you're still going to have to swing around, your feet swing around to get to the left side to throw, correct? So get your back foot at 5:30, and so it's offset with your front toe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, that's really nice rhythm. Really nice rhythm. Now, where are you in relationship to the pocket, your depth? The cones are 4 yards back or 3 yards back.
Deeper.
Yeah, you're around 5 yards, correct? Good. Okay, so some people will teach that you need to gain more yardage back to separate from the line. I don't teach that way because I've taught offensive line for 17 years, and I make the line create the separation by short setting and grabbing the guy right away and not pass setting like that, okay? Because the problem with taking big strides is you go back, A, you're off balance and you could be leaning, but B, what if you have to throw on your 3rd step because you got blitzed? You're not in a position to throw. So I never teach or coach anything where the quarterback isn't in a position to get the ball out of his hands immediately, right? So if I'm doing this and I'm striding back with big strides and shaking the ball, what if I'm here and I got to throw? Now I'm off balance. So if somebody tells you to do it, you got to do it. But we're going to do everything we can on our drop back. So if I'm in step 3 of a 5-step drop, I can turn and throw wherever I need to throw it because I got blitz. So for me, it's always about, am I in a position to get rid of the ball if I get an unblocked blitzer? Because that's your responsibility, not to take a sack. Get the ball out, okay? Let's go 3 more 5-step drops, please. I really like your rhythm. Very nice. And you stopping really well. All right? You're hitting your instep, it's under your armpit, and you're coming to a complete stop. Really nice. One more time. Luke, that's really good, brother. Go stand in one of the lanes to the left or right of that cone. And get the top of the drop stance. Face me. Good. Now, those 2 pocket movements, drop run and end drill, you will do those every game. Let me show you why. Go stand in the middle like you just did your 5 or 3-step drop. Coach, you're going to be defensive end over there. Now, how do I know that the defensive ends are right here? Because remember I told you, that's the inside foot of the tackle. Okay, so the first thing, what would you think the first thing a defensive coordinator would do to not let you throw in a 3-step or a 5-step drop? Okay, no, that might be the second thing, because a blitz is adding the linebacker to the rush. If they add a linebacker to the rush, you throw where he left, correct? So who do they pay the most in the NFL on defense, except for a corner?
A defensive end.
Thank you. So J.J. Watt, Jadeveon Clowney, Von Miller, right? So what they do is they tell the defensive ends, look, when Luke drops back, he's at 7 yards. Get out wide and run to a point 7 yards. And we're going to meet you there. Now, you can't shuffle up like that. Why? Go ahead and shuffle up. I slapped the ball out. Remember when we did dominant drop and we did swivel hips and dominant, non-dominant swivel hips? What'd you do if I'm going to swipe the ball out? You got to pull it. Well, you pull it that way, right? Or you can pull it back either way. But you got to pull the ball. Okay. So here's what happens. We teach what happens if you see the ends coming up at you. You can't stay like that, because if your dad gets there, he could reach around and get it, correct? Or I can slap it out this way. So you're going to turn straight. Turn and face the iPad straight. Right there. Now, if I swipe at it, what are you going to do? Pull it to the side. If your dad swipes at it or the other end, pull it to the side. So this is called drop run. Go back here, coach. Turn around. Dominant drop. So as we're coming, right? You see us coming, your response to the dive bombing by the defensive end is to turn. Start running down the pocket and look to throw it. Okay? Why? Because the ball travels faster from point A to B than you can possibly run it. So we're looking to throw the ball when we do drop run. Okay? So you're going to drop back. Here come the ends. You feel them. Protect the ball. And then look, as you're going, it's in throwing position, and you're looking to dump it to whoever you can dump it to. Or if you throw a 10-yard, 12-yard route, it doesn't matter, right? But you can't shuffle up. Why? We'll slap it out of your hands, correct? Okay, so here's the drill. We're not going to rush. You're going to start here in this lane. You're going to do a 5-step drop. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You're going to turn straight, and you're going to stay tall, and you're going to go touch between the cones, and you're going to go back again for 3 times. So you're going to go up and back 3 times. Yep. You got it? And you don't have to stop. So once you get back up here, just touch and head back. Rhythm 5, drop run. Good. Good. Now, what did he do wrong, Coach? Do you know? Dude, you never turned at the top. When you get to the top, turn and have it face square, okay? Because you're now in a position where you're going through this pocket, and you're going to have to move the ball, or you might have to protect it if all of a sudden somebody else shows up coming around, okay? So the good thing, here's what you did good that I didn't coach you on. I always don't like to coach this first just to see. When you got to the top, you didn't plan outside and duck to run. What's the problem with this position? If I change the transition and I go like this, what's the problem? Can't throw. So when we get to the top of the drop, we always just turn, keep our feet underneath our hips, and turn tall. Did a really nice job of that. Okay, you got it? So when you get to the top, pull it. Make sure you get square. Okay, go ahead. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, turn. Good, stay tall. Stop, okay? So you have to be that violent. Do it one more time, just turn. Turn with the ball. Don't be so violent and stay tall the whole time and look at me the whole time. Good. Good. Okay, so what is that pocket movement in response to?
The defense.
What are they doing?
Rushing outside.
The defensive ends are dive bombing you. So we do drop run. So we have to train your mind to have a response to what you see. So what the defense does isn't infinite. In other words, they don't have a lot of ways to get you off your spot. They only have a certain amount. But we know the first way they're going to do that is to take those ends and run them up the field. So our footwork response is drop run drill, okay? Every position group has footwork responses. If the receiver gets a head up technique press man, their stem route changes, their footwork changes, all right? If I get a offensive lineman and I get a 3 technique and I'm going to reach him, that's different than if I have a 1 technique and I'm on the backside, okay? So all the footwork changes in response to what a defensive player does, but we got to have the same thing as a quarterback. So we know that they're going to do drop run, okay?
What was the next?
All right, so go stand back in the middle of the pocket. And top of the drop stance, good. So we're standing there, correct? And we did 3-step rhythm, we did 5-step rhythm, and we're trying to hit our back foot and get the ball out because people are rushing us. Well, what happens if as we go back and we try to hit our back foot, the receiver falls down? Or the receiver gets rerouted and you can't throw in rhythm. We have to have a footwork response to when we can't throw in rhythm, okay? So our footwork response is to do M drill. Now M drill is, and you're at top of the drop stance, correct? Is we're just gonna bounce and wait for them. So we're not jumping, we're just gonna have a little bit of movement in our feet and shake our feet from the lower body down in response to that, okay? So we do that in the context of being able to move. So come over here, top of the drop stance. You're gonna bounce with both feet back to the corner, back down to the middle, back to the corner, and back down. And I'm gonna wave you because you haven't done it before. I'm going to push you back and down full, okay? So we keep our feet the same width the whole time. We don't jump up and down and shake our upper body. We just bounce all the way through there, okay? Ready? Bounce. Good. Come down middle. Good. Corner. Don't shuffle, bounce. Down. Bounce. Good, stop. Very nice. Now we're going back. Why do we do this?
So if the receiver gets jammed or you're out of rhythm.
If you can't throw in rhythm, you got to have a footwork movement to stay in the pocket and not just take off. So this is our footwork response to non-rhythm throws, allowing us not to leave the pocket. Bounce. Good. Come down. Very nice. Bounce. Shoulder is open. Feet are armpit width apart. Come down. Ball's not moving. Awesome. Nice job. Top of the drop stance. Okay, come here, coach. You put the clipboard and the stick down. Now, I told you that this is the pocket, right? Stand right in front of me. Okay, this is the pocket. In order for an offensive lineman to block a defensive rusher, I've got to cover his body. So my shoulders and my chest and my hips are aligned with him. He can't get to you, can he? You got to run me over. So I know that he's going to attack my left shoulder or my right shoulder to get around me to get to you. Well, most linemen are pretty big and they don't run really fast, right? But if your dad moves 6 inches over this way, I can move with him, correct? And if he moves 6 inches that way, I can move with him. Why would he not run all the way over there? There's other linemen there. So he's got either this A gap or this A gap because I'm the center and he's the nose guard. Okay, now, when I say move, you take a step left or right and watch what happens, okay? Ready? Move. Who moved? Why didn't I move? Do it again. Okay, go back to the middle. Ready? Move. Who moved? Why didn't I move? One more time. Ready? Move. Who moved? Why don't I move?
He ain't coming at me.
I can't see you.
Oh.
So I get all the time, Coach, the line can't block. I got to run for my life. First question I ask is, are you standing in the pocket? Because if you stand right there, he has to track one of these gaps because there's other defenders in the gap. As soon as you take off, how am I supposed to chase him? You uncovered me. I'm fighting my rear end off to keep him from getting to you, and all of a sudden he takes off that way. I know where you went. You got scared and took off. So you got to stay in the pocket. That's what M drill does for you. That's what drop run does for you. It keeps you in the pocket. And it allows you the opportunity for these linemen, even if I'm undersized, to fight him. So if your dad steps over this way, even though when you're there, I can fight him and I can move him, and all I got to do is just be like a little pit bull, even if I'm smaller than him. But you can't move. You got to stay in the pocket. You got it? Okay. So that's the importance of having footwork that allows you to be comfortable in the pocket and stay there so the linemen can cover their guys' bodies and fight them to keep them off of you. Because once you leave and I don't know where you are, you're on your own, dog. Because he just left, and I mean, that's not my forte. Big linemen can't run. You know what I'm saying? Do you understand that point?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. So, they're right here. Okay. So, this is what we're just see if you can see that.
He's trying to get on film for you, son, so you can see later.
Even they have it.
Yeah, move over that way just a little bit. There you go. On the money.
So, this defensive end is aligned really wide, is he not? So we know that he's going to come and get to the top of the drop wherever Derek Carr is going to be. So that challenges the set and pass technique of this tackle, which is a really hard thing for him to do, is to cut off a speed rusher. Okay? So you know by pre-snap what's going to happen. Now, right? He's going to shuffle out. Okay, here's Tom Brady. You see how he's standing in the middle of the pocket? What are all these linemen doing to their defender?
Pushing him away.
Pushing him away. Why are they doing that?
To make a pocket.
They know where he is because he didn't leave. So if I know you're right behind me and you're 4 or 5 yards deep, 6 yards deep, I can redirect my guy up the field around you.
Yeah.
Correct? Okay, here's drop run when Cam Newton got stripped. So here's Von Miller and he's diving for the ball. Why is he stripping him?
Because he should have went.
He should have turned to run, correct? So here's Jay Cutler doing the same thing with a tackle who has his shoulders turned, which you try not to, but if it's a speed rush, you don't have a choice. This guy's going in the dirt. Why?
Because he moved.
He did drop run and he put the ball in his chest and he ran up the field, correct, in the pocket. So that allowed the guy to have to redirect downhill and he pushed him in the dirt. So here he protected the ball in the drop run position and here he didn't, okay? Because your first responsibility when you get speed rushers is if you don't get it out on time, you better turn and protect the ball. It's your fault, because that's going to happen. And that's the hardest thing for offensive linemen to do, is get a speed rusher, keep their shoulders square when that guy's screaming up the field, okay? Because remember, I did O-line for 17 years. Okay, here's Russell Wilson standing in the pocket. So remember I told you, if the offensive line can cover the body of the defensive line, they are blocked. Is that covered? See how all these guys are covered? Where's he standing? Right. And look how clean the pocket is. So it's a combination of him knowing how to help them make a block. So I get all these youth guys, I get all these high school guys, or quarterbacks come, oh, we can't protect. First thing I ask them, are you standing in the pocket? Stay there. And it makes their job a lot easier. See the width of Tom Brady's feet? See how he's on the balls of his feet, or really on the toes here, and he's bouncing? That's M drill position. Shoulders open, balls on the sternum, and he's bouncing. So that kind of helps you clarify in your mind what this is about, correct?
Yes, sir.
You did a really nice job with that stuff.
Appreciate it.
The first drill is called hips throw, okay? So to do this drill, you're going to take your back toe and put it at the end of the stick, but you're going to turn it in 45 degrees so it would look like this at the end of the stick. Your front toe is straight ahead and it's right down your hip. So move it out a little bit. I want it right in line with your hip. There you go. So I don't want your feet stacked, because if your feet are stacked like this, then you're off balance. So my feet are under my hip, okay? So my toes turned in. This foot is right under my hip, and this toe is under my hip, okay? You're going to move forward so your knee is over the ball of your foot. Hold the towel with both hands. This front arm stays tucked, and it points right down my thigh. Move forward. See the knee over the ball of your foot? That's where we got to have it. Now, stay tall. Good. All right? Bend your back knee a little bit, just like that. Your arm is going to start with your hand over your bicep, so our tricep is loaded up to extend, okay, just like we're shooting a basketball, all right? You're about halfway back of rotation, so in other words, really, you're halfway coming forward, okay? Look straight ahead. Coach, come stand right over there. Your dad is going to watch for your head. We do not want your head going outside your knee, okay? Keep your knee forward. Because if you go outside your knee, then what happens is that pulls your hand across your body. So as my head goes and pulls, my arm's going to go that way. So when everything's stable, okay? Elbow points at my knee. Now when I say hips, you're going to turn and get squared. Turn your back foot, your hip, and your arm, just like that. So you feel your balance. Now don't let your knee go back.
I'm not really moving my arms, just moving this.
You're just moving your hip, your foot, and your arm right to there. Hand over your bicep, don't let it sag. So you're going to get to here, right? Turn your hip in. So this is hips. Now, when I say throw, just like you're shooting a jumper, your elbow slides forward, and then you fully extend right at your dad, and then you finish. But I don't want you moving anything else. Got it? So let's try it in slow-mo. Okay? Weight forward. Ball over your knee. Now, don't move from that. Back just a little more. Hips. throw. Good. Now we're going to go a little quicker than that, okay? And I'll coach you.
Does it matter how he's gripping the towel?
No, just hold it like with both hands. Here we go. Look straight at your dad. Good. Hips. Throw. Good. Now you can throw a little more aggressively.
Oh, okay.
Okay? And your elbow is really good. Your elbow slid out there really
like
nice.
90?
No, I want your hand over your elbow. You've heard people say 90, right?
Yeah.
Here's why I don't do that. Because then your tricep's not loaded. You've already extended that and contracted that. So I want your hand over your bicep. So when you get to here, you're already loaded. If I'm at 90, look how much less range of motion I got. So it's like shooting a jumper, right? You're not shooting a jumper like this. At 90, the ball's positioned with your hand over your bicep, and you're going to shoot like that. So it's the same concept. Because when I throw, I'm going to turn and get my elbow pointed at the target, and then I'm going to extend my fingers. Why does my elbow need at the point at the target? It's a hinge joint. My hand's at the end of my elbow. If I point my elbow here and extend, my hand is going to the right. So when I throw, to be accurate, I'm tucked and my elbow gets to here, and then I extend and fire it. Got it? Just keep it over your bicep. Ready? Hips. Throw. Now you have to go extend all the way out. You're going down before you get to out. Now see how you did that? This is called vertical bounce. So if I extend and I push up with my back foot, that's vertical bounce. I don't want that. Hips, throw. Okay, and extend all the way out before you go down and across. Ready? Hips. Throw. Good. Don't lean with your body. Don't move your body. Your front toe's not straight. Make sure it's under your hip. It's not too close to midline of your body. Good. Hips. Throw. Out before you go down. Go again. You can turn a little more aggressively because your posture and your body position is good. Ready? Hips. Throw. That's excellent. Nothing moved but your arm. That's really good. Go again. Hips. Throw. Oh, you went down instead of out. So you're trying to get your dad to touch your dad there, okay? Ready? Hips. Throw. Good. Okay, coach. Put the clipboard down. When they do that, I'm going to have you stand here and hold the ball. And you're going to try to nick the ball with the towel. So if he's too far away, I'll move him up a little bit. This is to get you to extend without going down first. Ready? Move your knee forward more. Hips. Throw. Okay, now he's got to move back a little bit.
Yeah, I thought you were a little close. I didn't want to hit you in the face.
Back up a little bit. There we go. Hips. Throw. Okay, move up 3 inches. 2 more. Hips. Throw. Now, your shoulders are falling down as you're extending, so hold it stable and reach out there, just like that. 2 more. Hips. Throw. Now look at your front knee. It's not over top of your toe. So you're going to lose a little there. 1 more. Hips. Throw. Oh, you're barely missing it. Move up 1 inch. Now watch. Stay nice and stable. Hips. Throw. See that? So that's the drill that you can add if you see his hand going down before he gets to full extension. The second drill is step, hips, throw. So go get me top of the drop stance, looking like you're going to throw to your dad. Okay? So now we have to add the step. So what happens is when we step, we separate. So our elbow's going to go. As we separate, my elbow goes with my foot. So I'm going to step, and I'm going to turn my toe out just like that. It's a short 6-inch step. I transfer my weight. How do we know you transfer your weight? Your knee is over the ball of your foot. Your spine moves forward. So I'm going to transfer. My front arm elbow is right over top of my knee. It's not up. I don't throw my hand out and do the windshield wiper part. Okay? So I'm going to do a step, transfer my weight. Hips now, throw. So now you got to tuck when you do hips. Okay? tuck your left arm. So it's step, hips,
Okay.
throw. Okay? You ready?
Do the towel again.
Yeah, and you're going to throw the towel. So separate, step and separate, tuck. Ready? Separate your hands. So when you step, separate. No, now look where your elbow is. It's outside the framework of your body, right? So, go ahead. You're going to step and turn your toe out and put your toe on my toe. Step. Now your elbow's right over your knee, right? When we go hips, you're gonna turn and tuck, but your elbow's got to stay here, not on the outside of your body. Why does my elbow need to be in front, pointing down? So watch when I turn. See, I turn and my elbow stays straight down? Because if I do this, at some point you're gonna throw and your shoulders are gonna be tilted to the left a little bit. So I go step, hips. You see how I just fold my elbow right in so I can feel this bicep touching my chest? All right? So the step is a weight transfer. That's correct. You got it? Ready? Bend your knees. Step. Hips. Throw. Okay, back up a little. Now, give me a better weight transfer because the knee is not over the ball of your foot. Step. Hips. Throw. Okay, you got to keep your elbow up.
On my step.
Mm-hmm. Your back elbow. You dropped your elbow. Ready? Step. Hips. Throw. Good. Don't drop your hips. Don't move at all when you throw your arm. Ready? Step. Hips. Throw. Okay? Now you're just turning your foot out. I want to see you move your body forward when you step. Yes, just like that. Move your body forward. Don't just step. Push from your back foot to your front foot and transfer your weight. Step. Hips. Throw. You can move up an inch. Step. Hips. Throw. Now your posture is getting a little bent at the waist, so stay tall. Okay? So when you step, don't bend at the waist, stay tall. Transfer your whole weight so your whole spine should move over. Ready? Step. Hips. Throw. Good. Now you got to extend. You're half an inch from hitting that ball. So extend all the way out. Step. Hips. Throw. Okay. Give me a little 6-inch step. So when you're stepping, you're really not moving your foot forward. You're just turning out. And there's a place for that when the pocket's collapsing and you can't push yourself forward. You got to just turn and throw it. But right now, I want you to step and gain 6 inches so that your heel is right at the end on the yellow tape. Ready? Step. Separate your hands. Do it again. Step. Hips. Throw. See the difference? Now, how'd you get to the ball?
Take a bigger step.
You transferred your weight. Okay? Here we go. 2 more. Step. Hips. Throw. Good. Back up just a little bit. Step. Hips. Throw. Good. 1 more. Stay tall. Step. Hips. Throw. Don't lean to get it. Move up just a little bit. Step. Hips. Throw. Good. So the third one is crossover balance. Now we're going to do the same footwork and we're going to throw. Okay, so this acts as a warm-up for all your throwing muscles, but it also acts as the mechanic part of throwing. So when we put the ball in there, you shouldn't have to spend time worrying about your feet, your elbow, etc. Because what I found out is when you're throwing a ball or you're kicking a ball, if you don't take the ball out of the equation, then the person doing it never really focuses on the mechanics or the movement of the skill. So we're doing it with the towel because A, we can do it every day. B, we can totally focus on the body movement and the body position. So when you throw, you can just throw. And it now becomes just your eyes and your fingertips being accurate. So that's why this routine is so important that you do the towel stuff, okay? So now you're going to move 1 foot up, take your foot, put it like this. Okay, this is where you're going to start, right there. And so you're going to start with getting the top of the drop stance. Turn sideways, face your dad. Put your back foot on that line, right there. So you're going to be over to the side of the stick so you don't hit the stick. You're going to do one step crossover. Go ahead. Put your foot down underneath your armpit, and then step hips throw.
Like this?
Yeah. Got it? So we're just going to look like this. We're going to check you. Okay? All I do on this drill is say ready, go. Okay?
Do I need to step on that side of them?
No, stay over there on that side where you are. Okay, ready? Go. You got to transfer your weight. And don't turn your back foot in so it's turned in too much. Just turn it straight. Here we go. Ready? Go. Down. Now, you're not transferring your weight. So what happens is, here's how we know that. You cross over balance and see where my knee is? When you push, you got to get your knee over the ball of your front foot. Okay? Here we go. Ready? Go. Push. Okay, not bad. Go again. Yep, get your toe straight. When your toe is turned in and it's not straight, it locks your hips out. So in other words, if I take a step and my toe is not straight, my hips are going to stop at the angle of where that front foot is. So I'm going to turn my toes out so I can get maximum rotation and I can get square to the target. All right? Here we go. Ready? Go. Why are you looking over there and you're not looking at the ball on your deck? Do it again. Come on. Back foot under the armpit. Push 6-inch forward. Turn your toe out. Ready? Go. Down. There you go. Now look at your knee. You got to get your weight forward. Okay? Ready? Go. Push. See the difference? Now look at your finishing posture. That's excellent. 2 feet are on the ground. Your weight's transferred to your front ball of your front foot because your knee is right over top of the ball of your front foot. Your posture's nice and tall. Your head is not going outside your knee, so you can get your hand in the same position every time by doing that. And then that's how you can be perfectly accurate. Ready? Go. Good. Hold the finish. Excellent. 3 more. Hold that finish. Ready? Go. You didn't transfer good. Remember, straight out, tall posture before your hand goes across. Go. Good. Now look at your knee on the finish. See that?
Is that good?
Yes. And when we're looking at the stride stick, okay, you're coming up a little short on it, but you're pretty much, if I move this so it's correlated with that, look, see where your heel is? Your heel is right across from the yellow stripe and your toe's at the end, so that's good. Perfect. Okay, one more. Ready? Go. Now you started in a different spot. Okay, so now you're gonna go crossover, balance, hitch. It's the 4th drill, and this is exactly like we did when we warmed up. And you're just gonna take 6-inch steps with your back foot, turn your right foot out, and do the exact same things we just did.
So
we don't want our feet to come together though.
So I'm still gonna go.
Crossover, balance. Now
Get my
push
weight.
off your back one. 6 inches. No, push with your back foot first. Okay, so you're gonna go like this, and you're gonna step with your back one. Turn out. Got it? Right, left. Right, left, throw it. Good. Okay? So we don't want our feet to come together. Because if we take this crossover and we hitch up like we're throwing a baseball, we're off balance, okay? Because our feet are in between our hips, we're off balance. The second thing is it's going to take too long to get our foot down. The ball's going to come out late, and we tend to stride too far, and now we can't transfer our weight, and we have less hip speed and less arm speed. So that's really important to keep your feet under your hips when you hitch up. Ready? Go. Good. Back up a little. Okay? Now you got to transfer your weight so the ball's on the ball of your the weight's on the ball of your foot and your knees over the ball of your foot.
Transfer before I hitch.
No. When you push to throw. Yes.
I think he's always been a habit of throwing off his back foot.
Yeah, I can see that. Yep. Okay, you ready? Go. Now don't lean. He'll move up. You stay tall. When you throw it, finish with a tall posture and hold your finish. Ready? Go. Good. He'll move up. That's very nice. Ready? Go. Good. Okay. Go. Good. Now let me ask you a question. When you come back and we watch this video, right? When you go back to the top of your drop, is it okay during a hitch drill to plant outside the framework of your body or outside your armpit? Yes, because I'm going to hitch up, and it's this step that comes under my armpit. So you're going to be a little wider when you hitch, so you can hitch up. Okay? So that's what you're going to see. Two more. Ready? Go. Good. One more. Shoulder open, head stable. Go. Good. Very nice. So hip throw drill, a little different than the towel drill just from the body position. So you're going to stand with your feet underneath your armpits. Okay, you're going to bend your knees so both knees are over the ball of your feet. The ball's held in your sternum. And then you're going to turn your shoulders. And then you're going to raise your arm up and you're going to work on tuck. And we're trying to get our release point right out in front of our face, just like we're doing with the towel. And the ball should fly in a straight line and hit your dad in the face or the armpits. That's your triangle. Higher than the waist, chest, face, and armpit. That triangle. So that way you know that your hand is right on line with him.
So let go of the ball right here?
That's correct. Your elbow points right where you're going. So you see the zipper on his shirt, on his jacket? Your elbow aims at that, and you're going to point your fingertips at it. So it's eyes, elbow, and fingertips are right in line with that. You got me? So we're working on eyes and fingertips, and we're working on accuracy. This is not to throw hard. This is to get your elbow in the same hand in the same spot every time. So that we don't unbend our knees in vertical bounce, we don't lean and change our posture, and we can stay that way the whole time. You got it? We're throwing 5. Mm-hmm. Okay. You can throw half to 3/4 speed, but more accuracy is more important. Okay. It's 4, right? More. Okay. Put your foot on the back of the stick, quarterback stride stick, just like we did. So we're doing step, hips, throw. Start with your foot on the yellow. There you go. Transfer your weight, just like we did with the towel.
Like this?
No. Okay. Transfer your weight.
What makes the ball sail with him, though? I've always
Going to the right.
No, even when he throws his best spirals, the ball is never the nose falling the tail. It's always got a float to it.
Yeah. That's his hand release position. His hand and elbow aren't perfectly straight when he lets them go. He's got a little downward motion with his elbow, and he's got a little across motion. So he's got to get perfectly straight with that. Go ahead. Good. Now, pull and keep the ball bent. Keep your hand over your bicep. Okay. Go ahead. Go. Keep going. Now you bend at the waist. So when your foot gets down, don't bend. Stay tall. Good. What is the matter with this pen? Go ahead. Now be a little more fluid, please. Go ahead. Good. Body movements. Very nice. Okay. Throw two more, and I'm going to give you a tip on your wrist and your hand. I just want everything going straight first. Okay. Right on the money on you, Coach. Good. Okay. That's not bad.
So I'm just concentrating on going like this.
You're concentrating on, that's right. When you load, keep your hand over your elbow. I mean your bicep. Excuse me. And then make sure as you come through, your hand's in the C position, and then your fingers extend or loose, and it comes off the index and middle finger. That was nice and tight. Feel a little different there?
Yeah.
Here we go.
Like almost like slipped out of my hands.
Yeah, it's good. No, you pushed on that one.
So
Pushed.
it should be both these fingers.
Yes.
Yeah, that one was just this one.
Yes, that's why it wobbled. Now, just step, hips, throw. Don't take a step back. Just push off your back foot and step.